What is this?
Weapon 6.
Now that's pandering.
Makowski.
It's pandering and it's unnecessary.
These people might be cheering for Matt Makowski over Ichibon. I don't know if I'd ever see the day.
His opponent in the corner to my right, fighting out of the number 1 dojo, weighing in at 71 kilos, he is number 1, Ichibon!
Certainly going to be a clash of styles. Ichibon, a high flyer. Matt Makowski likes to keep his opponents grounded. I think that if Makowski can keep Ichibon to the mat, he could pick up perhaps a submission victory, but I don't think that Matt Makowski can match the aerial offense of Ichibon. And even though that Matt Makowski is a freak athlete, I think that Ichibon is just much quicker.
Well, he needed every bit of that quickness and that speed to avoid having his head kicked off his shoulders. But for Ichibon in that Jumbo Grand Prix, you would have thought he was the favorite in his block against Steven Stetson and Landon Hale. But Stetson with an assist from Hammer Tunis, jumping Ichibon before the bell, was able to beat Ichibon. And then Landon Hale winning by countout. But it was Ichibon taking a risk that cost him that contest. So Ichibon's in a difficult place, and the Church of Greatness have reached out to him multiple times to try to get him on board, but he's very hesitant to do so.
What are you talking about? You've been doing commentary with Brother Greatness for too long. Do you think that's a good idea to link up with Brother Greatness and the Church of Greatness?
No, I don't, but I have not seen any signs from the Church that they're trying to do anything but get Ichibon on board. And listen, Tyree Taylor, his last few times out, he beat Dustin Flash Waller straight up, didn't need any help. He beat Alec Price to take the entire block, and he did it straight up, just like he did with Ichibon. He hasn't been doing anything underhanded like he had been in the past, so I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if the Church is turning a corner.
Well, Tyree Taylor scheduled to go one-on-one with Alec Price this Thursday. One-on-one with Mike Santana tonight at Beyond Wrestling. I think that Alec Price has got that block. He's going to be looking to go after Brad Hollister after Brad Hollister got that quick victory over him tonight. Matt Makowski getting the boot up in the corner, doubling Ichibon over. Oh, and this is what Ichibon's going to be careful for. I don't think that he can go strike for strike with Matt Makowski either. Oh, kick the arm away. And it might be academic at this point for Matt Makowski, Weapon X, to be able to get a submission victory, depending on how much damage was done to that left arm of Ichibon.
Ichibon always utilizing that Ichibon Kai, the flatliner, and he needs that arm to do it. So if he does not have it, it's going to be even more uphill climb to try to knock off Matt Makowski.
So let me ask you, Paul, you think the mentality is that if you can't beat him, join him? With Tyree Taylor victorious, that was Ichibon's first match after losing the Wrestling Open Championship to Brad Hollister, correct? When he wrestled Tyree Taylor at the last stand?
I don't know if it's if you can't beat him, join him, but if you can't beat him, you can't beat him, you can't beat him, you can't beat him, maybe you then join him. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I don't know. Look at the incredible year that Desmond Cole had in 2023, and I feel like he would have just been doing the bidding of the Church of Greatness if he had fallen into that trap.
And that may have just been a different situation. Maybe the Church, hold on, maybe the Church themselves are starting to realize the way we've been doing things over the past year hasn't been the right way to go about it. Brother Greatness said the same thing himself.
You're drinking the holy water. I think he's been tipping you out of that collection basket. As Matt Makowski has got a key lock applied to Ichibon. Ichibon, to his credit, did kick out at one. That is shades of the old Ichibon. Not taking the extra time to try and recover on the mat. And I'll tell you what, in this game of human chess, those split seconds can be the difference between winning and losing.
Usually he does it to let his opponent know that he's got a lot left. It's sort of a psych-out game, but if there's anybody who's mentally tough enough to not go for that, it's Matt Makowski.
Ichibon showing just how much heart he has. Back up to a vertical base, firing away shots to the head of Matt Makowski. And just like that, a wrench of the arm, and Ichibon stopped in his tracks. Turned inside out with that arm wringer. We say when you control the head, you control the body. Well, when you're as strong as Matt Makowski, when you control your opponent's arm, you also control the body.
Raining down shots is Matt Makowski on Ichibon. As Ichibon able to get an intelligent defense up, he had his arms up. Those strikes really weren't connecting, so that's really the difference as to why Gina Monty did not call off the contest.
Fair point, as Ichibon now trying to defend himself in the corner. Just getting outsized by Matt Makowski. Matt Makowski did not rush back after his injury. He really took his time to build himself back up. You see a lot of wrestlers, they're back in the ring in the moment that they are medically cleared, but that does not mean that they are competing at the top of their game. Makowski really increased his training regimen before stepping back, putting his foot back in the squared circle. But speaking of feet, he was looking for that spin kick in the corner, got all tangled up on the ropes, and now Ichibon perhaps finding a second wing, trying to keep his chances alive here at Lights Camera Wrestling.
Ichibon starting to get some momentum going, but it's on one arm.
His arm, you know, we see the signature offense, the way he builds the momentum, doing that handspring into the corner. His arm buckled underneath him. He might be forced to tap out right here. And when you get as desperate as Ichibon is, I don't know that there is a live to fight another day. You know, sometimes when you're in a maneuver like that, if your opponent's going to rip your arm off and put you on the shelf, sometimes you say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to give it up here because I know that there's another match down the line. But when you're on this losing streak like Ichibon is, I don't think that you can afford to lose any matches. It's lose and go home every match as far as I'm concerned.
A desperate struggle from Ichibon to keep Makowski away from that arm. It's like a shark when it sees blood. Ichibon looking to survive here against Weapon X.
Well, this is just pride.
And on one arm. On one arm.
I don't think he got as much momentum as he normally would on one good arm.
And look at that. He could not hook the leg like he usually would either.
I mean, Paul, if you're going to say, hey, there's going to be a 24-man tournament, the winner of which is going to go on to wrestle for the Wrestling Open Championship. Ichibon is one of the competitors in that tournament, one of the 24-men. The fact that he did not get out of the qualifying round, I would have bet you $1 million that he would have made it to the finals.
He was easily my pick in that block.
I mean, Landon Hale and Stetson, they're not two tomato cans. And Matt Makowski, instead of opting for the pin, look at the way he's just manhandling his opponent.
Going for that arm bar. Unable to fully straighten it out. Transitioning, no. Ichibon able to escape.
Oh, was looking for a leg drop to the back of his head. Miscalculated that one. Oh! It's going to be somebody else that needs dental surgery. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that Ichibon survived that knee like that. It's not like that mask provides any sort of protection or padding.
No, none at all, but we have seen Ichibon fight through some hellacious battles since the beginning of 2022, but this might be just a little too much.
I mean, his resilience is off the chart. That's what's the most astounding thing over his performances over the last couple of weeks. Now a leg breaker. Oh! Super kick. And looking for that Canadian destroyer. Oh, yeah. That could be it. Ichibon might pull it off. No. Matt Makowski dumped on the back of his head. Nasty landing for Weapon X. And if you're Ichibon, you gotta be looking for Ichibon Kai at this point. No, he's going to the top rope. With your arm hurt like that, how do you pull yourself up and find your footing?
I don't know, but I've seen Ichibon do it time and time again.
Taking a lot of time trying to find his footing. And you're not even safe up there because Matt Makowski can hit you with that flying armbar. Use that hashtag Beyond Wrestling if you're following the action on IWTV. Thank you for everybody joining us. A snowy night in Worcester, Massachusetts. It's storming outside, but our production team at IWTV doing an incredible job to bring you the action. Our first Super Show of 2024. We're going to be right back here on February 25th for Kick, featuring the return of Leo Rush, as well as the IWTV Independent Wrestling Undisputed Champion Cruel, and Matt Makowski, the Superplex. Oh my God! What was that, an orange crush bomb? Hook in the leg, and Ichibon still survived, but as soon as he kicked out, he left his arm susceptible and forced to tap out.
By submission, whooping sex, Makowski.
I mean, you can't take anything away from either competitor in this matchup. Matt Makowski showing his respect to Ichibon, who is down on the mat, who knows the condition of his arm. He's not scheduled to compete this Thursday because aside from the tournament, aside from the Wrestling Open title being decided, we're going to see the rest of the Jumbo Grand Prix tournament matches. We see that C block finale between Tyree Taylor and Alec scheduled for this Thursday.